Good evening, and thank you for being with us tonight for the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards. I'm a member of the Musqueam Lake Cree Nation, and I'm of Cree, Plains Cree and French settler heritage. And I have the pleasure of being your Master of Ceremonies tonight. I hope you're all ready to enjoy the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards ceremony, as this promises to be a memorable showcase of Canada's most promising minds. Mitacs empowers Canadian innovation through effective partnerships that deliver solutions to the world's most pressing problems. For over 20 years, Mitacs has assisted organizations in reaching their goals, has funded cutting-edge innovation, and has created job opportunities for students and postdocs. Funded by the Government of Canada, each provincial government and territory, post-secondary institutions, industry, not-for-profit, as well as international partners, Mitacs is building a world-class, diverse community of innovators like tonight's winners. Je tiens également à remercier nos partenaires et nos commanditaires de Prix de l'entrepreneuriat Mitacs, Sienna, notre partenaire platine, et Startup Canada, notre partenaire d'événement. Without their generous support, this celebration would not happen tonight. So thank you. The 5 innovators that we are recognizing tonight are creating ambitious solutions to real-world challenges. They are proof that an idea, coupled with the right support, can play a huge role in advancing a continuum of innovation. You'll hear from each of them in a few minutes. Before I turn it over to our first guest, I would like to speak to those of you joining us online, across the country and abroad. We're so pleased that you're able to participate through the Hop-In platform. There'll be a few opportunities for you to engage with us here in the room this evening. Those joining us in person and the audiences at home will have the opportunity to select the winner of the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards pitch competition. Each winner will present a formal pitch tonight as a part of their acceptance speech. You can access our Slido poll through the QR code that's showing up on the screen now. When the time comes, you'll be able to vote for the person you thought had the most effective pitch on the platform. Le moment venu, vous pourrez voter pour la personne qui vous croyez a présenté l'argumentaire le plus convaincant sur la plateforme Slido. We also encourage those joining us virtually to engage with other guests in the chat function. We invite all of you at home and present with us here at the University of Waterloo to join the conversation on social media. Please use the hashtag MitacsENT Awards, et Prix ENT Mitacs en français, to share the highlights of our ceremonies with your networks. Now, please join me in welcoming Elder William Woodworth, also known as Elder Bill. Elder Bill is a member of the Lower Mohawk Nation of 6 Nations of the Grand River in the Bear Clan. He's an adjunct professor at the University of Waterloo School of Architecture and acts as elder in residence both for the School of Architecture and the Faculty of Engineering. Elder Bill, welcome to the stage.
It's my honor tonight to carry out an important responsibility, and it's called land acknowledgement. This is an offering from me as a Mohawk man from 6 Nations of the Grand River, not far from here. We say Sego Scano, means I'm here and in peace. It's important for a Mohawk to say that because we are a warrior culture. Not today, but in our past. At the University of Waterloo, we are located on the traditional lands of the Neutral, Anishinaabe, and Haudenosaunee peoples. The earliest peoples here were hunter-gatherers 6,000 years ago. We only know them by the stone tools and projectile points they left behind. We don't know their language or their culture. but they are the first hosts of this land who came forward just after the recession of the ice. The first peoples encountered by Champlain, who came down the St. Lawrence and came as far as southern Ontario, upper Canada. He met the Chalandon people, not far from here. They told him they were the people who tend the deer. They were peaceful people. They shared this land with the Neutral and Petun people, with the Hurons to the north, and to the south, the Anishinaabe Mississauga peoples. This university is situated on the Haldimand Tract, the 10 kilometers either side of the Grand River, granted to the Mohawks of the Six Nations in 1794 by George III. We Mohawks came here like you, in exile from our traditional lands, which were south of Lake Ontario and what is now called New York State. We reside today at Six Nations of the Grand River Territory, which is the largest First Nation community in Canada by population. Now, in Canada, you are the guests of 2 million First Nations people, Métis and Innu, across a land which reaches out to 3 seas. Over 600 communities representing 50 nations call this country a true homeland. This land has always been called Ganada, our Mohawk word for the village. Indeed, this country is still a great village, befitting our ancient name, this our shared home. Now we also acknowledge the generations of settlers who are here today among us here in this audience and other places. Your relations came before you were simply looking for a home, which my native ancestors had been preparing so long to receive them. It was our duty to receive you. Now, notably, we greet the coming faces of the next 7 generations, who will inevitably share these lands with us who are here now. We can only hope that we've cared for them well enough for you. I speak to the coming faces, and I say, Nyamagoa. The ancestors welcome every one of us home here tonight. We say when we're done, Ona, I've done my duty. Now there's another important duty, if you can bear with me. In Haudenosaunee culture, we begin every event and every meeting, including meetings like this, with a responsibility called the Galiwadegwan. The words that come before everything else are known also as the Thanksgiving address. I'm going to give you a foreshortened version of it, so please bear with me. It is my duty to deliver thanks to all creation. Me Lawanogwas, on behalf of all of us who walk about on 2 legs, the people, which is you. I'm going to begin by thanking the Mother Earth for doing her duty and being still and allowing us to live on her body. We say, Yahweh, thank you. Next, we remember the blood in her veins, which is water, and all the beautiful forms of water. And, from little underground streams to great lakes that we're surrounded by. And we say, thank you for doing your duty. Yahweh. Yahweh is thank you. Then we remember the fish that live in that water. Chief among them here, the salmon. Thank you. Thank you, Yahweh, for doing your duty. Next, we remember the grasses and the bushes. And, the first ground cover here. Thank you. Then we think of the medicine plants, the tobacco, the cedar, sage, and sweetgrass, which are given to all Native people across the country. And the berries, chief among them the strawberries, which comprises our sacred drink. Thank you, Yahweh. Then we remember the three sisters, which is our sustenance, given to us in creation, corn and beans and squash, which we still eat. And then we remember the trees, chief among them the great white pine that was given to us as the centerpiece of our culture. And we remember the other trees, chief among them the maple here, oak, sycamore, goes on and on and on. We're very grateful for them, for standing still and being present for us, Yahweh. Then we're going to remember the animals that walk about on four legs. Chief among them, my own clan, the deer clan, the bear, the wolf, and many others. We're running around. I could tell a story about all of them, but suffice it to say, we thank them. We say Yahweh. Then we remember the birds. Chief among them, of course, the eagle. But all the other smaller birds, including the tiniest birds that sing beautiful songs, we're grateful for them. The way they wake up in the morning, we say Yahweh. Now we remember the four winds coming from the four directions, northeast, south, west. And they carry a duty. The primary wind here, as it is on all places on the planet, is the west wind. And the west is the direction of the ancestors. So the wind blowing over us is actually the breath of the ancestors, informing us as we breathe. It behooves us to listen to them. Then we remember the thunders which come, the voice of our grandfathers, Yahweh. When we hear that thunder, we put some tobacco down. Next, we remember the sun, our eldest brother, in his duty to rise and fall through the sky, to provide us with warmth and light. Without that, we die. We say thank you, Yahweh. Then we remember our eldest grandmother, the moon, and the beautiful phase of the moon and how the moon moderates the waters in our bodies and in our planet. We thank her, Yahweh. Next, we remember the stars and all these stories held in the stars. Chief among them for us, the seven dancing brothers or sisters, which they call the Pleiades. They rise and fall in the sky and monitor all of our ceremonies. We say Yahweh to them. Then we're coming close to the end. We remember the spiritual messengers who have come here to our earth. There are many, but we have one principal one who was actually born right here in Ontario, the Bay of Quinte. We call him the Peacemaker. And he came over 1,000 years ago and taught us to put down our weapons, to bury them under the white pine. He named 50 chiefs, and he made the women clan mothers and gave them all clans. And this forms the foundation of our society at Six Nations today. We're so grateful to him. We say Yahweh. And our finest greetings, of course, go to the Creator. We say, Son Son is the thing that made our bodies. That's all we know. But it's all pervasive, and it made everything else. We say in our finest greetings, Yahweh. Oh no, it's done. Now we can open our meeting. We've done our duty. Thank you for allowing me to do it.
Thank you, Elder Bill, for that powerful and very moving welcome. Bonjour and hello. My name is Tashmia Ismail, and I'm the Chief Business Development Officer at Mitacs. May I start by admitting that I am an entrepreneur groupie, always in awe of this very special group of individuals. And I'm looking that way because they're sitting over there. The special group of individuals, why? Because these are people whose curiosity, drive, commitment, and resilience lead them into places where angels fear to tread. Those of you in the room who have worked to build businesses or take great ideas forward, you understand the incredible dedication it takes to birth new things. These are the kinds of people who unlock new futures for us all. Extraordinary individuals that we've gathered here today to celebrate with tonight are a special breed of Canadian innovators who are building futures which are healthier, cleaner, safer, more inclusive, and who make our time on this spectacular blue-green planet a kinder and more beautiful stay for all of us. I'd like to say thank you to the many people from the extended Mitacs community who've joined us here today in the celebration of these entrepreneurs and pioneers of an improved human condition. This includes Minister Jill Dunlop, who is the Ontario Minister of Colleges and Universities, and from Siena, Rodney Wilson and George Eftimiopoulos. We're very grateful to have Siena as our gold supporter this year, and of course to have them as a long-time supporter of our awards. A big thank you to our keynote entrepreneur, mentor, author, and University of Waterloo alumnus, Mark Lafleur. So Mitacs is very proudly funded by the federal government, all 10 provinces and 1 territory, and it's thanks to this support that we're able to invest in the outstanding innovators like tonight's winners. And we can create partnerships that deliver solutions to the world's most pressing problems. Big gratitudes to all of those people who applied for the Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards. There were many excellent applications, which made the decisions of the judges very challenging. To the independent judging panel, an opportunity to thank you tonight. You are innovation and entrepreneurship leaders, and you very generously contributed your time and your energy and knowledge in support of these awards. Finally, I'd like to thank our program participants, alumni, industry, not-for-profit partners, and stakeholders for trusting in the work that we do. Much of my personal professional trajectory has evolved around working on innovation with impact. And I've had the privilege of working with stakeholders from the innovation ecosystem here in Canada and from around the world. I've seen great ideas become enterprises that create meaningful change both in your communities and beyond. Innovations that really do change the world. Now, the innovations we're celebrating today have the potential to do just that. Each of this year's 5 winners are all graduates of Mitacs programs, are equipped with the skills and the drive to transform sectors. What an opportunity for all of us this evening to meet them in person, celebrate their ideas, learn more about their journeys, and of course, take selfies with them. An inspirational moment and a great reminder of why we do what we do. It is through empowering innovators that Mitacs is able to contribute to driving economic growth, productivity, and meaningful change to improve the quality of life for all Canadians. So, felicitations and congratulations to the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Award winners. Thank you for slogging for many years. Thank you for creating the magic that you bring into our world. Now it's my pleasure to welcome Minister Dunlop, Ontario Ministers College of Universities, to the stage. Minister Dunlop has served in her current role since June of 2021 and has worked closely with Mitacs to help power innovation in Ontario. Please join me in welcoming Minister Dunlop to the stage.
Well, good evening. Bonsoir, Année. Thank you, Elder Bill, for starting us in a good way this evening. And thank you, Tosh. It's very good to be here. And I actually had the opportunity to meet with the award winners earlier this evening as well. So it's to hear those stories firsthand that make it easy when Mitacs comes to the table each year asking for renewed funding, and makes it easier when I go back to the Minister of Finance and tell those stories. It's always such a pleasure to join the Mitacs team for fantastic events like this. And I always love visiting the Kitchener-Waterloo area, Ontario's hub of research and innovation. In fact, I was here just last month to announce our government's investment in the new University of Waterloo's innovation arena. I'm sure most of you here today are aware of the arena and how it will be a central hub for local entrepreneurs and startups, offering dedicated resources, mentorship, and space for labs and manufacturing equipment. It will be a space that will help innovators and researchers like each of you here today to develop their ideas and attract capital and talent. By fast-tracking the discovery, development, testing, and commercialization of made in Ontario research, we can turn great ideas into tangible inventions. Inventions that can be brought to market directly to benefit the people of Ontario. And of course, when I think of talent and entrepreneurship in the research space, my mind immediately goes to Mitacs. That's why I'm so pleased to be here with you this evening to personally congratulate all of the winners of this year's Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards. Ontario and Mitacs have a long-standing relationship, one that dates back for 16 years on multiple initiatives, many of which include preparing our students to become skilled employees through entrepreneurial learning and professional development. Through this partnership, we've supported the creation of thousands of high-quality research internships. Internships that are not only good for students, but also for our employers and for our economy. And this year is no different. I'm happy to share that earlier this year, Ontario announced through our 2023 budget that we're providing an additional $32 million to help Mitacs create approximately 6,500 paid internships for post-secondary students. This will help talented students and postdoctoral fellows get the skills and hands-on training needed to secure in-demand jobs after graduation, while also helping businesses address their talent and research needs, supporting high-quality research across the province. These internships will range widely in discipline, with support for key provincial priorities like critical minerals, manufacturing, and healthcare. Investing in skills training opportunities for students and recent graduates is part of the government's plan to work for workers, supporting Ontario's economic growth and positioning businesses and students for success. This evening's awards celebrate the remarkable achievements of students and faculty who have participated in Mitacs programs. I would like to congratulate all of the winners here tonight, and especially those from Ontario. Your hard work is making a real impact in our province, and you should be incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. Congratulations again, and thank you to Mitacs for all of your work that you do to help and advance Ontario-made research and innovation. Enjoy this evening.
Thank you, Minister Dunlop, for sharing such a powerful message of support with our outstanding innovators. Now, let's get to the winners. Our first winner this evening is being honored with the Mitacs Outstanding Entrepreneur Award. The award is presented to an entrepreneur with an outstanding startup business idea. This year's winner is Rafaela Andrade, co-founder and CEO of Halifax-based Myomar Molecular, and a postdoctoral researcher at Dalhousie University. Her company has developed the world's first urine strip test for measuring muscle loss. Please join me in congratulating Rafaela Andrade.
Wow. I'm incredibly humble to receive this award. Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you, Minister, for your words. First and foremost, I would like to thank Mitacs for the opportunity and for the support over the years. It's hard work to raise a startup. I also would like to extend my gratitude to the judges for recognizing my work. And also, I'd like to thank my team, because without their support, this was not be able to be accomplished. All the professors at Dalhousie University that have been supporting our research, and also, of course, my family for the support and the hard work over the years. So my company, Myomar Molecular, is developing a technology first of its kind to monitor and detect muscle loss. Early detection of muscle loss is very important, not just to our aging process, but also to diseases that are very critical, like neuromuscular diseases and dementia. Nearly there is over 14 million people around the world living with those diseases. And early diagnostics allows for decreasing the speed of the disease development, early intervention that will improve quality of life. Our technology, it is based on a simple urine test, just like a pregnancy test, that people can take at home on a regular basis and monitor the overall muscle health. This will allow for prognosis, and for the first time, we allow for tailored treatment plans. Those treatment plans can change completely the course of the disease state. Right now, this market is set to be increased to $18 billion by 2030. So there is a large opportunity to invest and collaborate with us to change the lives of a lot of people. Our test is also very similar to what I call the glucose detection test that revolutionize how people monitor and self-manage diabetes. So we are creating a solution to monitor and detect muscle wasting, which can change people's life. I would like you to come and join us to be part of our company as investors or as a collaborator. And thank you very much. Thank you.
Our next award goes to an entrepreneur whose startup has a positive impact on the environment. The Mitacs Environmental Entrepreneur Award winner is Kevin Kung, co-founder and chief technology officer at Takachar and a postdoctoral fellow at the University of British Columbia. Based in Vancouver, Takachar is helping to improve air quality worldwide by giving farmers an environmentally friendly alternative to open air burning and giving foresters a better way to manage flammable forest residue. Congratulations, Kevin Kung.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you, Minister and Elder, for gracing us tonight. On behalf of my team, I'm beyond honored to be here. This Mitacs arc started during my work with the University of British Columbia's Bioenergy and Biomass and Bioenergy Research Group under the Accelerate project, and continued through the various Mitacs travel grants. So this evening is a very rewarding combination of us, for us, through us Mitacs entrepreneurial ecosystem's impact on our company. So today I'm going to tell you a story of how we turn trash into cash. So a lot of the crop and forest residues are very loose, wet, and bulky, which makes them very difficult and expensive to collect and transport. And as a result of that, many rural communities are often shut out from the benefits of the bioeconomy, and the only recourse is to burn the residues on site, which creates a lot of pollution, and in many Western provinces also catastrophic wildfires. So while we are developing our small-scale, low-cost portable systems that can latch onto the back of tractors and pickup trucks, and that can deploy to rural, hard-to-access regions, to locally upgrade and densify the residues on site into higher value bioproducts, such as fertilizer blends, chemicals, and biofuels. And by doing so, creating sort of self-sufficient rural bioeconomies that both produce and consume the critical chemicals without relying on expensive imported alternatives. We've been doing some projects in BC. This is an example of one of our projects with the three First Nations in rural BC. And we are actively looking for other potential partners, both from the biomass supplier side as well as farms for ongoing demonstration. So thank you, and I hope that you share our vision of turning trash into cash.
Le prix de l'entrepreneuriat social est décerné à une personne entrepreneur qui œuvre à résoudre des problèmes sociaux, culturels et humanitaires. La lauréate de cette année est Nanette Sen, PDG et cofondatrice de Juno Technologies et diplômée de Polytechnique Montréal. Nanette Sen est récompensée ce soir pour les travaux novateurs de son entreprise, qui a mis au point un dispositif portable de points combinant la chaleur et les microélectroniques pour soulager rapidement les crampes musculaires et les douleurs menstruelles. Veuillez féliciter en provenance de Montréal, Nanette Sen.
So thank you, Jimmy. As the CEO of Juno Technologies, I'm very honored to receive this award today. I would like to thank the jury and the expert at Mitacs for selecting our project. I'm also grateful for the support of Polytechnique Montreal. This award wouldn't be possible without the hard work and dedication of my team. At Juno, we tackle a problem that affects 80% of women in this room tonight. It is menstrual pain. With such a big issue, you would think that there would be a million solutions on the market. Well, no, we have two: medication or heat. My company, Juno, is finally offering an innovative solution to a problem that is global. We are developing a discreet and portable device that alleviates menstrual pain instantly. It's a drug-free solution and it has no side effects. So we are in the niche market of the treatment of menstrual pain. This market was estimated to be $11.5 billion in 2021. In 2028, it will be $25.5 billion. In this market, we are the only one to combine two treatments for greater relief. Plus, our device is wireless and compact, which makes it more portable. We have a strong team. My co-founder and I are engineers. We also have designers. We have doctors, gynecologists. We have many mentors. We are also supported by many players in this ecosystem, including the NRC, the Santec, the MEI, and Québecor. Beyond our product, Juno has a social mission. It is to open the dialogue on menstrual pain, to bring change and remove taboos. So right now, we are looking for a gynecologist for our first pilot study coming up in 2024. We are also looking for partners to make our solution available in pharmacies and stores. If you also want to make a difference in the lives of the 6 million Canadian women affected by menstrual pain, please connect with us. Thank you.
Next up is the Mitacs Change Agent Entrepreneur Award, presented to an entrepreneur whose startup demonstrates the potential to significantly improve an industry, process, or mindset. The winner is Jeremy Wang, co-founder and chief operating officer at Ribbit and a University of Waterloo graduate. He's being honored for his groundbreaking work to develop Canada's first autonomous cargo airline, which is on track to start a commercial pilot project by the middle of next year. Congratulations, Jeremy Wang.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Jimmy, for that very kind introduction. I want to begin by first thanking our customers and investors who believed in us when Ribbit was little more than just an idea. I also want to thank the University of Waterloo and Mitacs for enabling me to finish my PhD as I also worked at my own company. And finally, I want to thank our incredible team at Ribbit, my co-founder, Carl Pidgeon, my parents, and my partner, Jennifer, for supporting me all of these years. So as you've already heard, Ribbit is a pilotless cargo airline that improves supply chains to rural and remote regions. But seeing as how most of us here live in cities, I want to begin by putting things in perspective. I want you to think about the last time that you ordered something online. If you got it on Amazon Prime, let's say, chances are it arrived within 1 or 2 days at the very most. Now compare that to living in one of the few hundred isolated communities all across northern Canada. Shipments can take anywhere from a few days to a few weeks. Sometimes you just don't know. Maybe you just did your groceries online because the local store is too expensive or out of stock, and now you and your family are counting on that delivery to make it throughout the week. This is the reality for the nearly 700 million people living in hard-to-reach areas all around the world. Our dream at Ribbit is a future where you can ship goods quickly and reliably no matter where you are. And to make that dream happen, we've developed technology that can be retrofitted to conventional airplanes so that they can fly autonomously. Without any pilot on board the plane, we can fit more cargo, fly longer hours, and offer more flights, all while keeping costs low. Over the last 2 years, Ribbit became the first company in Canada to conduct a hands-free gate-to-gate flight. We also signed on 6 of the leading northern retailers and wholesalers that serve northern Canada. And as of about an hour and a half ago, I've received permission to disclose that Ribbit has won a $1.4 million federal contract to begin testing commercial cargo flights with an autonomous plane. Thank you. Of course, remote communities are just the beginning. By demonstrating that this technology works in some of the challenging environments of northern Canada, we're confident that it will work anywhere. So Ribbit itself is positioned to reimagine the $900 billion airline industry at large. So with that, I want to thank you again for recognizing our journey thus far, and I look forward to welcoming all of you aboard very, very soon. Thank you.
Thank you. Our final winner this evening has won the Mitacs Global Impact Entrepreneur Award, given to an entrepreneur whose startup demonstrates the potential to scale to international markets. The award goes to Ursa Wigington, co-founder and business development officer at MDetect, and a postdoctoral fellow at Queen's University. MDetect has launched a liquid biopsy specifically for metastatic breast cancer. Their goal is to ease the burden of patients by giving oncologists an effective way to monitor tumors using a simple, routine blood test. From Kingston, Ontario, please congratulate Ursa Wigington.
Thank you, Jimmy, and thank you to the Minister and Elder Bill for joining us today. I'm very excited and very humbled to be receiving the Mitacs Global Impact Award because it means that we're well on our way to making a difference in the lives of cancer patients. First of all, I did not get here all on my own. I want to thank Queens and Mitacs for supporting me, because it's really through them that we are able to take this technology and bring it out of an academic institution and have such a broad impact. Secondly, I would like to thank my co-founder, Dr. Christopher Mueller, whose research expertise in cancer for the last 30 years has brought this project to life, and who has been relentlessly undeterred to get this into the hands of patients and doctors. And lastly, I want to thank my friends, my family, and my husband for their continued support, and I couldn't have continued doing this without them. All of us here today, sorry, my slide, thanks. All of us here today joining me, and for those of you who are listening virtually, we all in some way have been impacted by cancer. In North America, 1 in 8 women will develop breast cancer in their lifetime, and 1 in 3 of those will go on to develop a metastatic disease, where the cancer spreads to other parts of your body. Take patient Mary, for example. Mary was recently diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer and only has about 20% chance of living for more than 5 years, but she will be lucky if she makes it to 2 years. Mary has recently started her first round of treatment, but it is likely that it won't work because less than half of the patients actually respond to treatment. She will have to wait a minimum of 3 months because when she gets her first CT scan to know that her treatment did not work. Meanwhile, she has had to endure the very serious and toxic side effects for those 3 months of the treatment that she was on, and is now at risk of developing a chemotherapy-induced cardiac issue or anemia. Mary will have to cycle through this 4 or 5 times, going through 4 or 5 different treatments until she actually responds to one. But unfortunately, by that time, the tumor has grown and it is too late for Mary and for others, because this is the most typical and most likely situation for a woman with metastatic breast cancer. So our hope and solution with MDetect is to use our blood test to monitor women like Mary and show their response to treatment within 2 to 3 weeks. In this way, we can cycle through different treatments and identify one that a patient responds well to, in hopes to extend their life and also provide a better quality of life by reducing unnecessary side effects. We have tests for 7 different cancers and can potentially impact 10 million Canadians and Americans. We are leading with our breast cancer tests and have just launched a clinical trial in both Kingston and Ottawa General Hospital. We look forward to sharing those results with you soon. Thank you very much.
So congratulations to all of tonight's winners. And now that we've heard from everyone, it's time to vote. So please scan the QR code on the screen to access the Slido poll and cast your vote for the person you think delivered the best pitch this evening. Voici maintenant notre invité d'honneur. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Marc Lafleur, a University of Waterloo graduate who went on to find his niche in entrepreneurship. After co-founding 2 startups in school, Marc co-founded True Local and led the business to a successful acquisition in 2020 for $16.7 million. Under his leadership, True Local was recognized as Canada's 14th top growing company by the Globe and Mail. After a successful pitch on CBC's Dragon's Den in 2017, the company grew to become Canada's largest e-commerce-based protein business by market size. As a Black founder, Marc had become accustomed to being told no. And he has spent the past years empowering minorities to understand that they don't just deserve a seat at the table, but that their unique challenges also give them an advantage. Please welcome Marc Lafleur to the stage.
if you don't get jacked up hearing those pitches and those stories, you gotta check your pulse. All right, so I'm excited that I get the honor of congratulating these amazing entrepreneurs. I do a lot of talks at conferences and universities, but this is actually the first time that I'm getting to do a talk at an awards ceremony. So I really wanted to take this opportunity to emphasize the importance of awards. Because I think that in 2023, a lot of us are becoming afraid to celebrate success. For starters, without awards, we wouldn't get the chance to thank and acknowledge the people in our community who have chosen to dedicate themselves to something greater than just existing. Whether it be sports, academia, or business, awards are a representation of the grind and competition that one must endure to be worthy of recognition. And that alone is something to be proud of. But awards aren't the only thing we don't talk about anymore. Competition, even healthy competition, is also being shunned. Which is funny to me because if you look back on any period in history, competition is at the heart of every great hero's journey. Without the drive to do better and be better, how many of your favorite Disney heroes would never have made it past the first chapter? Business is no different. Founders are the heroes in their own business stories. Without competition, founders wouldn't have their most valuable asset, and arguably the thing that separates them from the rest of the population, a rock-solid chip on their shoulders. I say this because I've experienced it myself. So for those of you that don't know, I co-founded a company called True Local. Over the course of 5 years, me and a group of friends built the company to over 60 people across the country and built it up to about $20 million in annual revenues. Along the way, we hit every milestone that someone on the outside would consider successful. We nailed the Dragon's Den pitch, landed the cover of the Globe and Mail, and eventually we solidified that success with an acquisition at the end of 2020. Needless to say, when you come from humble beginnings, selling your company for almost $17 million is a bit of a moment. In fact, I'm a big believer in manifesting your future. Look at any of the greats, they all do it. Take Conor McGregor, for example. Back when he had nothing, there's a video online of him in some dungy basement saying that he was going to be world champion. They all knew it, and it's definitely the greats that inspired me, but it was the fact that I personally experienced it for myself. On January 4th, 2016, I wrote a post saying that I was quitting my job to start a company, and exactly 4 years later to the day, January 4th, 2020, was the day we announced our deal had closed. So that's how most people know me, but what most people don't know is where I came from. Nothing came easy for me. I had to work for every opportunity and every chance that I got. But it wasn't until recently when someone asked me, how do I stay motivated, that I had to take a real look. And if I'm being honest, what I realized was that competition is what kept me going. If I didn't have people to prove wrong, or I didn't have rival businesses chasing the same goals as us, I don't think I would have had the motivation to keep going for 5 years. So when we look at awards and when we look at competition, they essentially all point towards one thing: hard work. And if we let it and we don't fight for it, hard work is something else that we risk losing as a community. So if you wonder why I'm being so dramatic about awards, competition, and hard work, well, let's think about it for a moment. Without all of these things, we wouldn't have a company that has discovered a revolutionary way to screen for muscle degeneration. Not only saving lives, but increasing the quality of life for thousands of people and their families. I'm sure all of us have seen the wildfires in the headlines. Well, without hard work, we wouldn't have a founder who's helping equip over 10,000 farmers with the tools to not only turn crops into proverbial gold, but also improve air quality for millions of people in cities like Vancouver and San Francisco. Without hard work, there wouldn't be somebody out there pioneering a solution to help provide relief to almost 3.9 billion people, half the world's population, by shining a light and providing a solution for menstrual pains that plague 80% of women. I can certainly tell you that without hard work and competition, we can all agree that the idea of retrofitting planes so that they can fly themselves would still just be an idea lingering in the imagination of science fiction fans. And finally, whether it be yourself or a loved one of the most traumatic experiences we can live through is the battle of cancer. Without hard work, there would be one less solution aimed at easing the burden and making that battle slightly more bearable. As a founder myself, I know the challenges that you all go through. I know the late nights and early mornings. I know the pain that comes from the solitude of obsessing over a problem or a solution. I know about the loneliness that comes from missed birthdays, neglected holidays, and lost friends. I know the daily struggle of wondering, was this a mistake, and am I in over my head? But as someone who has made it out the other side, what I want to say to you, and what I hope you hear, is that your challenges are always going to match your ambition. You're choosing to live a life that only 1% of the population could ever imagine. And this means that you're going to face challenges that only 1% of the population could ever overcome. The thing that I don't need to say to you, because deep down you already know it, is that it's worth it. Whether your motivation comes from money, status, the desire to make the world a better place, or simply your own curiosity, never second guess yourself. Rafaela, Kevin, Nanette, Jeremy, and Ursa, thank you for what you're doing. All of these solutions, these innovations, came from hard work. And I think I can speak for everyone in attendance in saying that dedicating this evening to honoring these courageous individuals is an honor and a gift. Congratulations to all of you. You deserve it.
Thank you, Mark, for that inspiring message, not only for tonight's winners, but for all of us. Before I go to the scripted speech, I actually took permission from our VP of Marcom here to share a personal story, and want to thank all the winners and the phenomenal minds that you guys are. Just a personal story. My parents who used to live with me, they've moved to India recently, and I was telling my dad today that I'm actually going to an award ceremony, and he always, when I would tell him about an award ceremony, he would give me a look. Are you getting one? And I said, no. This time, however, I told him that I'm going to be presenting, and I talked about what you guys are doing, the work that you guys are doing. And for the first time, he looked at me and he goes, well done, son. This is amazing. The work that you guys are doing, Mitacs, the way we're supporting this, phenomenal. And he tells me, make sure you go do a good job today. So thank you, because for the first time, my dad was like, haha, well done, I'm proud of you. So thank you. So thank you, Minister Dunlop, for your support. We really appreciate it. Elder Bill, thank you for your words. My name is Rajat Sharma, and I'm the Chief Operating Officer at Mitacs. I also bring greetings from our CEO, John Hepburn, who was unfortunately not able to attend this evening. I'm excited to kick off the moment we've all been waiting for. But before I announce the 2023 pitch competition winner, I wanted to say that I'm truly, truly inspired by each one of you, the 5 innovators who we are recognizing tonight. Thank you for all the great work that you guys do. Improving muscle health, monitoring, transforming waste biomass, providing solutions for menstrual pain, revolutionizing air cargo, and facilitating access to cancer screening. Their work pushes boundaries and has the potential to affect real, long-lasting change. Congratulations, Rafaela, Kevin, Nanette, Jeremy, and Ursa. I'm very happy to share that each of them will receive $5,000 to catalyze their business. On top of that, the pitch competition winner will receive $2,500 and a chance to appear on The Edge, Mitacs' very own podcast. So now, let's get into this. We have received votes from both you at home and from the audience members here at Federation Hall. So I have the envelope here, and I'm super, super excited to announce this. So opening it now. So the winner, I am thrilled to announce that the winner of the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards pitch competition is Nanette. Congratulations, felicitations, badhai ho, mubarak ho, paraben. I wish I knew more languages and words to say these words to you on your win. We're looking really forward to hearing more about your entrepreneurship journey on Mitacs podcast, The Edge. Thank you once again. So before we conclude tonight's ceremony, I have the honor to welcome to the stage our board chair, Mr. Philippe Gervais, who's the chair of Mitacs board and principal at Navigator.
Thank you, Raj, for the great introduction. Well done, son. Bonsoir à tous et je suis heureux que vous soyez ici en si grand nombre et bonjour aussi à ceux qui nous regardent à partir de leur demeure ou de leurs ordinateurs ou leur téléphone, peu importe. It's a pleasure to be here in Kitchener, Waterloo area. If I was a politician, I'd probably say home of the Warriors or home of the Rangers, but I'm here as a Mitacs person. So I'm going to say happy to be here in Kitchener, Waterloo, home of one of Canada's greatest innovation hubs. Elder Bill, Minister Dunlop, thank you for being here today. One of the main reasons why I'm very proud to be involved with Mitacs is that I deeply believe that innovators can create meaningful change to improve the quality of life for all Canadians in our communities and way beyond across the world. And haven't we seen fantastic examples of that here today? 5 great examples of people that are changing the world for the better. Mitacs joue un rôle de catalysateur des efforts au sein de l'écosystème de l'innovation canadienne. Notre mission, qui consiste à créer une communauté d'innovateurs de classe mondiale grâce à notre modèle collaboratif, fonctionne très bien et on peut voir les résultats ce soir. Over the past years, we have seen Mitacs take bold steps to fulfill this mission. Mitacs set an ambitious strategy to truly move the needle and make Canada and Ontario, Minister Dunlop, a world leader in innovation at all levels. Whether in developing brand new products and services, taking our manufacturing processes to the next level, or assisting in the ongoing innovations and upgrades that keep Canadian industry one step ahead of foreign competition. Mitacs plays a central role in all of that. That is only possible because Mitacs has taken the power of collaboration to the next level. The results we have seen in the last year, and more specifically in our winners tonight, are clear proof of that. With the support of the communities like Kitchener-Waterloo, its universities, colleges, not-for-profits, and private industry, multiplied hundreds of times across Canada, Mitacs delivered over 21,000 internships over the last year. That empowered more than 3,700 businesses and not-for-profit organizations from coast to coast. To support the years ahead, Mitacs secured new provincial and territorial agreements totaling over $106 million. Part of that is from Ontario. Again, thank you very much, Minister Dunlop. These investments will enable the creation of more partnerships across the country, which will then empower more innovation like the ones we have seen as examples today. I'm proud to say that 5 innovators awarded tonight are just some of the outstanding examples of collaborations that Mitacs has across the country and the world. The strength of the students and postdocs in our network, the mentorship of our academic partners, and the spirit and know-how of industry partners has helped us chart a course for continued growth. Distinguished guests, winners, and friends of Mitacs, thank you so much for joining the 2023 Mitacs Entrepreneur Awards ceremony. Merci à nos partenaires, le gouvernement du Canada, les 10 gouvernements provinciaux, spécifiquement le gouvernement de l'Ontario, puisqu'on est ici aujourd'hui, le gouvernement du Yukon et notre réseau de partenaires des secteurs privés, sans but lucratif, postsecondaire et international. Merci à nos commanditaires d'événements qui ont fait de cette soirée une réalité. Merci également à l'équipe de Mitacs. C'est grâce à vous que tout cela est possible. Chacune et chacun d'entre vous a un rôle important à jouer dans le renforcement et le développement de l'innovation canadienne. Thank you to Mitacs partners, the Government of Canada, all provincial governments, and specifically Ontario, as we're here today, the Yukon government, and the networks of private and not-for-profit post-secondary and international partners. Thank you as well to our event sponsors for making this night a reality. And a big thank you to the team at Mitacs. You are the force that makes all of this possible. Each and every one of you has a significant role in empowering Canadian innovation, and you should all be very proud of what you do day in and day out. Thank you to all who tuned in from home. For those celebrating with us today in person, the reception is continuing for about another hour. I see there's drinks in the back. But before you get to go to that, I will ask you to see a very short video that will take you through what Mitacs has done in the last year and how together we can make great things happen. Merci beaucoup. Have a great night, everyone. And right after the video, back to the bar, everybody. Thanks.
L'un des plaisirs de mon travail, c'est d'avoir l'occasion de rencontrer de jeunes chercheuses et chercheurs et de parler avec eux de comment leurs idées novatrices changeront le Canada et le monde entier. That's why our government has been so proud to support Mitacs and all of you in the work you do.
Your hard work is making a real impact on our province, and you should be incredibly proud of what you've accomplished. Thank you, Mitacs, for all the work that you do to advance Ontario-made research and innovation.
On a la preuve que ça porte fruit et qu'on a raison d'investir dans ces stages essentiels. Dans cette optique, le gouvernement du Québec accorde un montant pouvant atteindre 64,6 millions de dollars à Mitacs jusqu'en 2027 pour soutenir des stages en innovation.
Innovation is doing things in a better way. It's as simple as that. Innovation is the key that unlocks everything we want to unlock.
À la grande famille Mitacs, merci pour tout le travail que vous faites et ensemble, continuons à faire rayonner l'innovation canadienne d'un bout à l'autre du pays et au-delà de nos frontières.